We are back, and we're going to be doing another general update video for some of the Ohio sports teams and some of the things that have been happening with them throughout the past week or so. We're going to start off with the Columbus Blue Jackets with Nathan Gerbe announcing his retirement. Nathan Gerbe most recently played with the Blue Jackets organization for a few years in between Cleveland and Columbus, being a call-up when injuries happen and if they needed some depth. So Nathan Gerbe retiring while it doesn't have immediate on-ice hockey impact for the Blue Jackets, where they probably weren't going to turn to him to play. It is it's a little bittersweet because he is moving on to be a forward development coach in Nashville. So he's still sticking around in the game of hockey itself in the NHL, moving on with his career. Good for him. But, you never want to see the 5-5 inspiration that is Nathan Gerbe and the type of brand that he plays with. Man, that Travis Sanheim fight after he hit Claude Giroux against Philadelphia a couple of years ago was crazy. And that's something that was always fun. Every time that I watched it, I always found that to be, it's like movie inspiring where 5-5, I don't want to make too big of a deal out of it because it's not like it's impossible for somebody who's of shorter stature like Nathan Gerbe is to be in the NHL, but it's nice to see somebody like that playing the brand that he does, and it's just really fun to watch somebody who's of that size is wrecking everybody and just not caring and kicking ass, and that's always something fun. So best of luck to him being that development coach for forwards in Nashville. Hopefully that doesn't lead to Nashville having some kind of dynasty run or anything, because that would be bad for the Jackets. At least it would be for me. I wouldn't want to see that. But all the luck to him in his professional career after retiring from playing pro hockey. Also with the Blue Jackets, longtime head equipment manager Tim Leroy is no longer with the organization. I think it was like 10 days ago or something like that. And the Jackets haven't really released a reason why. He's just kind of not there anymore. He's been around the block as an equipment manager for a while now. He was with the Blue Jackets ever since they were in the league. So maybe it's just a case where Tim Leroy just decided that he's been doing this for a while. Equipment manager cannot be, the head equipment manager anyway, cannot be an easy position to have for a hockey team. So maybe he just decided that he doesn't want to continue with the organization anymore. Maybe he just needs a change of scenery. We could speculate, but it's really useless as, I just saw a couple Twitter accounts kind of making a deal out of this as something that's kind of unexpected, a little out of the blue, but I think it might just be a case of somebody just not wanting to work a job anymore, or maybe something else popped up. I don't know what we can really make of this besides somebody was there and now they're not there. With the Cleveland Browns, their most eye-grabbing news this week was that they have updated their midfield logo, and by apparently popular vote, Brownie the Elf is going to make a return at midfield. I always enjoy it when the teams that I root for do something that everybody else just hates. They just hate it. The Blue Jackets again with the cannon. Other teams' media will come in and they'll complain about the cannon, how it's scary. Johnny Gaudreau obviously having issues with the cannon when he was in Calgary, but I think with the Browns, if they can just have a design at midfield that everybody hates and everybody doesn't like it and they think it's ugly, then I really do appreciate that. I appreciate teams that I like doing things that piss everybody else off. If you look at the Browns, Brownie the Elf classic logo at midfield and you're a fan of another team and you think it's ugly and it's gross and you don't want to see it, then I'm all for it from a Browns fan's perspective. Some on the field, the news this week, cornerback Herb Miller was waived and signed to the practice squad, so he cleared waivers. Herb Miller was mostly a special teams player last week against the Panthers. He did recover a muffed punt. Maybe Mike Prefer didn't like what he was seeing out of him, so they waived him out for the practice squad. They also signed wide receiver Chester Rogers to the practice squad. He's been around the block for 5 or 6 years now, so a veteran presence on the practice squad. Wide receiver depth for a room that we still don't know how good they can be, although Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones did look good. Anthony Schwartz caught a pass, so that's nice. But it's always good to have wide receiver depth, especially with the room they have this year. And to replace Herb Miller being waived, the Browns have added Thomas Graham Jr. to their active roster off of the Bears practice squad. So the organization obviously views Travis Graham as somebody who could provide an immediate impact somewhere. Maybe it is just to replace Herb Miller on special teams duty, or maybe they have some packages where they see Thomas Graham Jr. fitting in the offense. I don't really know much about him and his game, I'll be honest, but I have seen some hype around him on social media and stuff. So hopefully he's good. Hopefully he can have a positive impact, and hopefully he can earn his way up in the depth chart a little bit. And we're going to end this video off talking about some comments that Caleb Porter made about the Columbus Crew and their disappointing outing against Inter Miami. Caleb Porter finally saying things that I think longtime Crew fans have wanted him to say for the last couple of seasons or so, that he's sick and tired of going to the media and saying that, the Crew played well, but they weren't able to get the results that they wanted despite that. He's saying that things have to change, and yeah, they do have to change. It's really late in the season, but the Crew, again, they still hold on to that last position in the playoffs just barely, and so thankfully it's not too late for them to make those changes and corrections. It's just that, this has not just been going on for all of this season. This has been going on for all of last season too. So it's really nice to hear that there's finally some public acknowledgement of things not being, things not being right and things needing to be fixed. Even at the end of last season, the Caleb Porter kind of had some quotes being like, well, we still won our last game, just some results didn't go our way, and we weren't eliminated by losing or anything, so it was all fine. But this year, it's nice to see that there's finally some urgency. I feel like putting these quotes out in the media puts some well-deserved pressure on the Crew to now perform and get those results despite maybe playing their game as well as they can. I think this is good for the Crew. A kick in the pants this late in the regular season is never a bad thing in my opinion. So if this gets the Crew up and it gets them motivated, then I think this is a good move by Caleb Porter. It just kind of begs the question, why wait until now when this it wasn't just the Inter Miami game that was bad. This is something that's been going on for the past 2 seasons now. Thank you all for watching the video. If you made it this far, please feel free to leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. Let me know what you think about any of these topics or any other thing that's gone on in Ohio sports down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you at the next one.